Okay, this is a story about me in my younger days. Uh, right when I moved to this town called Steamboat Springs, Colorado, which is a ski resort in the northwestern part of Colorado. And I never really knew about this town except for a fish tape that I had in high school that was from a club there called the Inferno. And other than that, I knew nothing of it. And I was basically in a bad way, so to speak. It was like the winter of '99. And I didn't quite know what I wanted to do with myself. I was 20 years old. And I was about to make a rash decision, a rash life decision. And I ended up not doing that because I got a call from my best friend that I've known since I was, about 6. And he had moved to Steamboat, Colorado with his girlfriend who was going to college there. When he arrived, he found out that she had cheated on him. So he called me up and said, "Hey Cam, we got an open room. Do you want to come out here?" I asked him, "What am I going to do?" He's like, "I don't know, snowboard, drink, smoke." That sounds like a great idea. Much better than the other rash decision I was contemplating. So I went on to Steamboat Springs, and we had a great place to live for the remainder of the winter season. And I got a job working at Howelson Hill, which is another big part of this story. Howelson Hill is the oldest ski resort or ski area in America, and basically it started with these Galende ski jumps, and it had evolved into a small working ski mountain. So it had a snack bar, and I ran that, and I got to know all the people who worked at Howelson Hill, which is important later on in the story. But anyway, so we finished out the ski season. I worked, and then the ski season ended, my job ended, and our housing ended as well. And we were living in a we were living in a trailer, a 2-bedroom trailer in Oak Creek, Colorado, which is 25 miles outside of Steamboat, through this nasty mountain pass, like white knuckle driving, like really curvy roads, steep, with just guardrails. Sometimes they're there, sometimes they're not, sheer cliffs, and you gotta remember it's snowing, like dumping buckets, like, 1 to 2 feet of snow, and you're just holding on to the wheel for dear life going home. And we did that for a long time, living in this 2-bedroom trailer with it was me, my friend Tyler, his girlfriend, another girl named Brenda, another guy named Jay, and another girl named Erin. And there was also a bunch of dogs. My dog Oscar, Jay's dog Pepper Ray, Brenda's dog Sandusky, and then Erin's dog Mesa. Also 3 cats. Brenda had a cat, Tyler and I had a cat, Psycho, and there was another cat that just kind of showed up and just started living on top of our laundry in the bathroom, and we just let it happen. He was an old Siamese cat with blue eyes called Buckwheat, and yeah, so that was like 6 people and 4 dogs and 3 cats in a 2-bedroom trailer type situation. That's kind of what you have to do in Steamboat. Then and now, from what I understand, it's just so hard to find a easy place to live that allows pets and that's affordable and everything. So that was a big crux of our situation here, because when the summer came, we needed to find a new place to live, and we had nowhere to go at all. We couldn't find a place to live with our dogs, nowhere rented to people with pets. It's like everyone in that town has pets, but no one wants to rent to someone with pets. So it ended up we were going to be homeless. We didn't know what to do. It was like, shit. So we decided, we'd heard people who lived on Howelson Hill, this ski area. Because in the summer, it's not a ski area, and it's just a beautiful mountainside. It had very few mountain biking trails at that point. And we all planned on just living in tents and, keep on house searching. And that was what we were going to do. So we moved on to the hill, and I remember the first time I moved onto it, I moved early because I had gotten drunk one night and made a complete ass of myself. I was fairly ashamed, and I didn't really even remember most of it, and yeah. So I showed up on Howson Hill, and there's already two people up there, and they were camping out. This guy Nelson with kind of longer dark hair from Iowa, and then this other kid Ryan who played guitar and had shorter hair and was he's a cool dude. Anyway, so I sit down with these guys like, hey, what's up? You know, we introduce ourselves. Like, so what are you doing here? You know, I saw all the stuff on my back and everything. I was like, well, got drunk last night and I made an ass of myself, pissed off all my roommates, so I decided that moving onto the hill early would be a good idea. They both kind of looked at each other and laughed and said, yeah, I've been there. And it was the beginning of a really fun summer living on Howson Hill, which isn't allowed and never was, no camping on Howson Hill, but since I'd worked there during the winter and I knew all the people who worked on Howson Hill that patrolled the area, basically, other people had camped there before and they left such a mess, and that's why it wasn't allowed. So what we were doing was hiking down all the trash and cleaning up the mountainside. This is like years and years of different campsites where it looks like at the end of the summer everyone just ditched all their crap and left and like went back in because it was going to snow or it started snowing. So just lots of junk. And because of this, you know, they were like, oh, you're cool, we know you can, you and your friends just, you know, respect the mountain, don't be idiots. And we did that, we got away with it all summer. It was the best place I ever lived. I mean, it was awesome. You're just waking up in the sunshine in the woods with like hummingbirds and wildflowers and, you know, all this stuff everywhere that, you know, it being one of the first places I moved to outside of, you know, my parents' home. It was just a very unique contrast, you know, just living outside and, you know, having campfires every night, waking up to like songbirds or annoying magpies, and keeping an empty six-pack of beer bottles to throw at a magpie in the morning because they like to wake you up and hang out over your tent. You just kind of chuck a bottle in their direction and they fly off, and of course go pick it up. Anyways, so during this wonderful summer, we took a road trip, me and the guy Nelson from Iowa, and it was basically like road dog school. That's what he called it, road dog school 101, sophisticated hobos, here we go. And we just kind of shot off. I got a tax return and a lump sum of money, and we decided to take a vacation and go to Big Sur to go hang out on the beach and kick it with the redwoods and drink whiskey and whatever the fuck else we could get into type thing. So we set out on this journey, and it was great, man. But you know, by the time we got to the coast, we were basically broke. I mean, broke. And I was a little worried, but you know, my buddy Nelson's like, "Don't worry about it. We got this. It's road dog school. Just remember, road dog rule number 1: always keep the papers with the rolling tobacco. Put it in the pouch, because you don't want to lose your papers and have tobacco that you can't roll. And you're so broke, you're rolling your own cigarettes." Because that's the only way you can afford it, and it works anyway. That was the biggest rule, because basically you could sit out in a bad situation with a pack of rolling cigarettes and wait for something to happen, or for things to go your way, or whatever needs to get you along on your journey, and it rings true. It's, you know, when you run into any kind of problem on the road, you just kind of wait it out, and it'll sort itself out, so to speak. I don't know how, it just does. Anyways, well, we're making our way back from the coast, and we wind up at this one gas station, big gas station hub, rest stop type thing, and you know, I start playing guitar, hoping maybe someone might loan me some money, which didn't work because you weren't allowed to do that there. And my friend Nelson kind of ran around and was seeing if there's another way. Like he was down for begging, and I don't do that. Like I'd play guitar with a sign, like, you know, need gas, but I would never like just outright ask people and shit like that. But anyway, he ran into these 3 kids, and they needed to get to the Rainbow Gathering in Pennsylvania, and you know, we were like right on the border of Nevada and Utah. Yeah. And anyway, no, I'm not sure what border we were on. Anyway, we're on the road getting back to Colorado from the coast. And so he brings these 3 kids. And